Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community, Oceania Hundoke. And today we have Reverend Gregory Stone presenting. It's Tuesday, the 11th of February, 2025, or the 14th of January in the 13th year of Chongnalguk. Thank you all for coming. And let's begin with a bow to our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, Chanjin Chipumninge, Kyombe, Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English.
하전맨세 5. 전일급주인 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 전산세계와 대산적 지산세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 5. Our family, the owner of Chongnalguk, pledges to strive every day to advance the unification of the spirit world and the physical world as subject and object partners by centering on true love. Just join me. I'll offer the opening prayer. The most beloved Heavenly Parent and true parents, we're grateful as always to begin the day with you, to begin the day as a community centered upon our true mother, working towards truly establishing Chongnalguk here upon this earth substantially. We know everything has been completed ever since the beginning of creation, after you created Adam and Eve with such hope and expectation, that it was shattered because of their ignorance, because of their immaturity, because of their being tempted by Satan, that it really destroyed the love that you created at the very beginning. We know that history has passed. The historical debt has long gone, been resolved, and we're now in the 13th year of Chongnalguk, and we are awaiting the amazing blessing to be bestowed upon all humanity with the opening of the Chongnal Sanctum within the Chongwon-gun, in which this truly is the house of God. Never before have humanity really had a house in which you could dwell. Many churches were built around the world, and many people said that this is the house of God, but you were unable to dwell there because there was no true parents. There was no yet sons and daughters that understood your heart. There was no real freedom for you to express your love and desire. But now with this opening coming very soon, in less than 60 days in Korea, the chosen homeland that was able to bring about true parents. We're grateful to be here. We wish to give you our heart and love and offering as we share together and truly be able to fulfill the responsibilities given to us. This is all that remains for the expansion of your providence to continue with blessed families and members truly living a life of love. And by coming and examples and models of love, we can realize your ideal. So we would like to offer you this time in attending Holy Mother Han. I pray with gratitude in my name, John Adamides, of a blessed family. Arju. Thank you. And I'd like to welcome Reverend Stone as he shares this morning. So thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'd just like to share my screen. Just one sec. Can you see that okay?
Yep, can see it fine.
Okay, terrific. So, well, this is from a sermon that I did last year. So some of you would have seen some of this, but a lot of you hopefully haven't. So, yeah, I've called this spiritual warfare. So yeah, this is next one. So as we know in the Bible, talks about spiritual warfare in the book of Ephesians, the book written by St. Paul to the Ephesians, chapter 6, verses 10 to 20. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore, put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground, and after you have done everything to stand. Stand firm then, with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. In addition to all this, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, and pray in the Spirit on all occasions with all kinds of prayers and requests. With this in mind, be alert and always keep on praying for all of the Lord's people. Pray also for me, that whenever I speak, words may be given to me, so that I will fearlessly make known the mystery of the gospel, for which I am an ambassador in chains. Pray that I may declare it fearlessly as I should. St. Paul. So I think this is like a New Testament version in a kind of a way of this new Chompeong Providence of the Chunshimwan prayer and the liberation of evil spirits and central evil spirits and so on. So absolute faith, absolute love, absolute obedience, these are the kind of the armors that we have been told to grab hold of, right? In this time, connect with Mother, the Holy Mother Han, and so on, and pray in this way, and so on. So this is a kind of a 2,000 years ago, kind of some kind of an approximation to that. So this is just St. Paul, God's ambassador in chains. He was really, imprisoned many times. And a lot of the letters he wrote were from prison. Yeah, an amazing apostle, was St. Paul. So, so these are the things that in Ephesians it talks about, the armor of God we have to put on, full armor of God, so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. Yeah. So there we are, and there's other references too that are in Isaiah and Philippians, Thessalonians, of the same kind of armor that it's referred to in this passage as well. So recently, I been reading a book by a young man. He's an American. His name is Blake K. Healy. I don't know any of you have come across him at all, but he wrote a very successful book called The Veil, and then he's written another couple of books, including this one called Indestructible: Fight Your Spiritual Battles from the Winning Side. this young brother, he's in his mid-30s now. His parents were or are Christian pastors, in the States. And from a very young age, from about the age of 3, he recalls being able to see angels and demons and spirits. And he thought this was just part of life, like everybody could see them. But of course, later on when he was later on when he was like 6, 7, 8, he realized that others couldn't see that, and he sort of kept it a bit of a secret, even from his own parents. And then he was attacked a lot every night by some like evil spiritual realm at night for 3.5 years. And then his parents were reassigned to another kind of a church, which was more of a Pentecostal church, where they talked about the gifts of the Spirit. And so for the first time, he realized that he had this gift of spiritual sight. And even then, as a young teenager, he would, he would be acknowledged, and he started to realize he wasn't insane. He wasn't, evil and being attacked, but he just had this gift, that he could see these things. And so anyway, even in the church, he would see, go to the church, he would see angels ministering, some of them like 7 foot tall. They looked like to him 7 foot tall, or others that are smaller, sort of standing guard around the church. And then also demons sometimes influencing people. A demon would pour this kind of black thing onto a person, which is like shame, and the person would feel filled with shame. Another guy standing at the back of the church, he had a demon that he could see on his shoulder, and he realized, he went up to this guy. He's only 14 or 15 years old. And he said, "Do you realize you have this demon on your shoulder? You really should stop looking at pornography, right?" And the guy was completely shattered that this guy, this young boy was seeing something that, was like a secret that nobody else knew about. Anyway, that's his story, and he's continuing on the ministry as part of his church right now. Anyway, the main thing I mention this is because, some people can see in the spirit, and they can see the influence of evil spirits as well as good spirits upon us. So, like that. So he could see that, and of course in the Bible, it also refers to this kind of phenomenon, particularly in the last days. Anyway, the book of Joel, it says, "And afterwards I will pour out my spirit on all people, and your sons and daughters will prophesy, your old men will dream dreams, your young men see visions." And Acts 2:17, "In the last days, God says, I will pour out my spirit on all people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy, your young men will see visions, and old men will dream dreams." So, yeah, this is the era we're living in as well. And, quite a few people are having these kind of spiritual experiences in different forms. So I want to just refer now to the Champumogyon, Book 1, Chapter 2, Section 5. It says, this is words of Father. It says the following: the way to become true parents. 16, you need to place God and true parents at the center of your life. This is the original standard. After taking this position, you need to expand it into a new future. You need to build a world that is the expansion of God and true parents' family. For this, you need to establish the structure of your own family based on absolute, original, true love. This is the beginning point of the tradition of God and true parents. Yet, you are now too distant from the standard. You are going in the wrong direction because of your many bad habits and worldly concepts. These things become conditions for Satan to accuse you when God brings the judgment in the future. That is to say, what you must fear most is what you are carrying within yourself. From now on, you must eliminate all your bad habits and the conditions upon which Satan could accuse you, and advance to firmly secure your structure, the structure of your own true family. This is 1992. So yeah, so it was quite a serious statement from Father that we have to really, before we go to the spirit world and we reach the pearly gates, as it were, and enter into the next realm, we don't want all this stuff hanging off us. We don't want to be accused that we have these fallen habits and fallen ways of thinking and so on. So now is our opportunity, while we have our physical body, to clear these away, particularly with the Chompeong Providence, a Chonchimon prayer, and ability to liberate our ancestors, liberate evil spirits, liberate central evil spirits within us, and so on. So yeah, this is a really, really important call for all of us. It's an eternal destiny that each of us must deal with. So yeah, what's the origin of many of our bad habits and worldly concepts that Father refers to here when he says, yet you are now too distant from the standard, you are going in the wrong direction because of your many bad habits and worldly concepts. These are things become a condition for Satan to accuse you when God brings the judgment. So where do these habits and wrong ways of thinking and worldly concepts come from? Of course, they come from our fallen life and the 6,000 years of fallen history, but also they're influenced by the spiritual world as well. So I want to refer to level 4. This was a kind of a shorter version of divine principle that was really the center of our teaching back in the 1980s. And Father commissioned this, and then it's like a shorter version of the full version of divine principle, and with diagrams. we used to use it for teaching, particularly our 7-day workshops content. So this refers to the influence of evil spirits upon us with that diagram as well. Satan's actions in the fallen world. How does Satan control the fallen world? Even Satan, who is the ruler of this world, can perform satanic actions only when he has an object with whom he has a reciprocal base. Satan's objects are evil spirits, persons, those who dwell in the spirit world. Their objects are the spirit selves of persons on earth. And of course, the objects responding to people's spirit selves are their own physical selves. Accordingly, Satan's power is manifest in persons on earth through the influence of evil spirits in the spirit world. Furthermore, since Satan is a spirit being, he can manifest himself transcendent of time and space as long as he has a reciprocal base. When Luke 22:3 says that Satan entered into Judas Iscariot, it means that by establishing a reciprocal base and having give and take a relationship with Satan, Judas became the instrument of Satan. To restore the kingdom of heaven on earth means to realize the world in which Satan cannot act at all. To do this, every person must. Now, this 1 and 2 I put in there. So put 1 there, completely dissolve his relationship with Satan, and 2, restore a relationship with heaven, having give and take a relationship with God alone. So looking at this here, go to the next slide. Yeah. So this is this diagram again from level 4. So of course, as we know, the greenish kind of color here is the physical world. And we have a physical body. This is the purple one, obviously, our physical self. And but the blue here is the spirit world. We have a spirit which dwells in the spirit world, which is, of course, in connection with our physical body, of course. So, and Satan is in the spirit world, and evil spirits. These would be probably evil angels and the spirits of evil, of people who've lived evil lives and are under the dominion of Satan in the spirit world. It's these ones here, right? So as it's saying, we have to do two things. One, cut our relationship with Satan. So here we go. This is our spirit self. We have to cut our relationship with Satan. These evil spirits are influencing our way of thinking, and we're feeling different things that are fallen. Yeah. And the spirits are trying to influence us to get our body to do bad things, right? And then create a condition for Satan's claim over us, more and more. So we have to, first of all, cut our relationship with Satan. And in the Chompiong providence, this is like all the work that we're doing with our Ansu, so many spirits in our bodies, and the work of the angels and the Chompiong providence. And then also, liberation of central evil spirits and and so on, collateral spirits as well. So, okay, that's the first thing: cut our relationship with Satan, then restore our relationship with heaven. So we need to overcome the blockages of us connecting with God. So our spirit needs to be able to feel God and heavenly thoughts and heavenly ways. So this is not a simple thing either. And then we head to this calling out prayer. We shout out. Why? Because there's a ceiling here. There's a real barrier here. Since the fall, we really lost our connection with God. So we have to reestablish that. It's not easy. We've got to really work hard that our spirit can grow in sensitivity and connect to God more and more clearly, each day as we can. So restoring our relationship with heaven. So when we look at the way the evil spirit worked, that in this example, which was given about Judas betraying Jesus, we read in the Bible about this, that Luke 22, 3-4, then Satan entered Judas, called Iscariot, one of the 12. So here we go. This is one of the 12 disciples. So there was some condition that he was resentful. Maybe he was resentful to Jesus. We can speculate different things, and some say that I'm not really sure about this, but he was keeping the books, and he could see the lady pouring oil onto Jesus and drying with his hair. Maybe he had some chapter 2 issues that he really felt that what's going on here, or money issues, a waste of money. Well, anyway, whatever it was, somehow his thinking created a base that Satan could work, and then he had give and take with those thinking, and then he basically got possessed, got influenced by Satan. And then it goes on with Matthew 26, 14-16. Then one of the 12, the one called Judas Iscariot, went to the chief priests, and he asked, "What are you willing to give me if I deliver him over to you?" So they counted out for him 30 pieces of silver. From then on, Judas watched for an opportunity to hand him over. And Matthew 26, 48, 54 continues. And now Judas, the traitor, had arranged to give them a signal that would identify Jesus, for he had told them, "Jesus is the one whom I will kiss. So seize him." Judas quickly stepped up to Jesus and said, "Shalom, a rabbi," and he kissed him on both cheeks. So it's such a sad thing that him, who was a close disciple of Jesus, would betray him with these 2 kisses, right? So, yeah, and then they seized him, and that was the beginning of course, his path to the cross. So, yeah, if we read this a little bit more detail, that same content, we can read it in the exposition of the principle page. Oh no, so this is actually another passage. Sorry. Anyway, a passage from the exposition of the divine principle, page 333. To enable human beings to rule both the spirit world and the physical world, God created them as the dual entities of spirit self and physical self. Had human beings not fallen, their spirit self and physical self would have reached perfection together. Their spiritual intellect and physical intellect would have joined in complete harmony during earthly life. After human beings fell and became ignorant of both the spiritual and physical worlds, God worked to overcome spiritual ignorance through religion and physical ignorance through science. Religions have helped fallen people gradually overcome their spiritual ignorance by stimulating their latent original mind to activity. They have been teaching people to focus their lives on the invisible causal world of God. Since not everyone feels an immediate need for religion, only a few exceptional people attain spiritual knowledge rapidly. For the vast majority, spiritual growth remains a slow process. We see this from the fact that even today, with religions widespread throughout the world, people's spiritual level is often no better than that of people in ancient times. You know, in this world today, like in Australia, probably New Zealand, I'm sure, many countries, you know, if you focus your life on the invisible causal world, people think you're crazy, you know, because we're so connected with our physical life, earning money, getting a job, having friends, you know, and family. And of course, you know, that's not bad, but basically to really acknowledge the invisible causal world of God, you know, as really significant and important, is not easy, you know. Yeah, well, religious people, but as it says there, a lot of religious people, maybe they're religious in name. Oh, yes, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Catholic, I'm a Christian, I'm, you know, but actually still very dull, you know. We have to stimulate our latent original mind into activity, you know. So overcome this this ceiling, this glass ceiling, I don't know what you call it, but to connect with God is not a simple matter. So this is our state. This is all of our situations, you know. So yeah, going back to this then, this is our two pieces of very clear guidance from divine principle. We need to, one, cut our relationship with Satan, working on that one, and two, restoring our relationship with heaven, opening our sensibility to the high realms of the spiritual world, to God. You know, this is our task in our restoration course here. Father says, everyone, do you know how big the spirit world is? Have you ever thought about how many people there will be in the spirit realm? If you listen to the people who are in the field of spirituality now, it is calculated there are about 3,320 spirits attached to one person. That's 976. So yeah, so Father himself is speaking about the, you know, that the spirit, certain realms of the spiritual world attached to us. And of course, we learn from the principle that there's returning resurrection, particularly at the time of the return of Christ, and of course the first coming of Jesus. But now, in this time, spirits are returning. Most of them are in hell. You know, most of the spirit world is pretty ordinary or pretty low realm. So they come to us, and as we learn in Chompiong, a lot of them are connected to the resentment towards our ancestors, and they come to take it out on us, you know, and sickness comes, and, you know, this kind of evil influence happens. It's 3,320 spirits, Father is saying. It's a lot, right? So this is the great beauty and a wonderful opportunity that we have that nobody else has ever had in human history. And that is we have the opportunity through this Chompiong providence to work, you know, for spiritual liberation and blessing. So we can accelerate as nobody else can do, you know, through the Chonchimon providence, a resonating prayer. Resonating prayer, what's that mean? That means we resonate with God. It means, number two, right? We're trying to reconnect. We're trying to reconnect our spirit, our insensitive, dulled spirit awaken it and connect with God and live with God in our hearts and minds, right? So yeah, this is Mother is placing a great deal of importance and focus on this Chonchimon prayer, the resonating prayer, the Chompyong Providence, whom of course her own mother, Daemonim, was really the one who kind of pioneered and began this providence. So yeah. So yeah, this was Hunmonim, and this is a translation from an unofficial translation from David Carlson from the autumn 2013 Special Great Works Workshop. This is the words of Hunmonim. Removing smaller evil spirits and central evil spirits later is not easy, but since there is no time, we push the smaller evil spirits away and remove the central evil spirits. When those come out, the assisting spirits, the smaller evil spirits also come out. So anyway, this is a little more into the, I guess, the technical side of the way the Chompyong works. So because we have fallen, the human fall took place. And you see this diagram here on the left. This is the four position foundation, grandparents or parents at the top. Then you've got the son, the son and husband and father, the wife, the daughter-in-law, the wife, the mother, and then the grandchildren. So this is like 3-generational family. So you've got 12 lines there. And normally they'd be love related, different facets of love. But they've, according to the Chompyong analysis that I've read, they've turned into 12 fallen natures, like fear, anxiety, so instead of trust, we love our granddad and mum and dad, and we trust them so much. And well, we've got fear, we've got anxiety, we've got nervousness, we've got lewdness, we've got temper, we've got anger, greed, envy, jealousy, despair, pride, self-centered thinking, comparison, resentment. So this is the expression of the twisted sort of original natures that should have been, centered on true love. So the central spirit, central evil spirit, strong evil spirit, right? It rallies the evil spirits around the fallen nature. And so we have these it's got here the 12, they talk about 12, expressions of fallen nature there. So there's an evil spirit in the center. These smaller ones sort of gather around because, the evil spirit's strong, and there's some common base there, and they work together. So it says they wrap around yourself in 5 layers. So there we go, the evil spirits and its hordes. So they can attack us physically by attaching to us, and we can get sick. We can get diseases, cancer, and all kinds of things and ailments physically because of the influence of these attaching evil spirits. So it says diseased areas in 5 layers. I'm not sure why they say 5, but anyway, this is I guess message from some of the more spiritually open people in the Chompyong Providence. So disease and medical conditions caused by central evil spirits there. Yeah. Father says more than 90% of the diseases of modern earthlings are related to the sins of their ancestors. It's more than 90%, Father said. So that's very, very interesting, yeah. So, of course, we treat everything very physically and, but actually, hey, it's only 10% of it. It's really, you could probably cause like a broken leg or something, I don't know, but so much of the other stuff is spiritually related to the sins of our ancestors. Father goes on to say, well, Father says in 2003, realizing that there are many evil spirits and evil spirits in the bodies of the blessed families, and how to separate these evil spirits, we should do the work of separating evil spirits on earth without leaving even a speck of sin. there are a lot of evil spirits in it. Words are fallen natures that Satan can accuse, depending on the season. You have to go to Chompyong often. You have to go and do the work of separating the evil spirits. Otherwise, you will have to wait for 1,000 years at the threshold of entering heaven. Yeah, so yeah, it's interesting. Like some words that we say or things that we do create a condition for Satan to be able to attack or to use that. So it was interesting. This brother that I talked about earlier, who could see spirits. One of his testimonies was that when he was young, in his church, the youth group would break off and go to a building just next to the church to do the youth work, and have the youth ministry. And as they were walking, young kids were walking, and he said he saw this dark kind of a demon figure, which was like a big, huge eagle, and eyeing two girls that were walking together, laughing, and then it came down to try to attack them, and it didn't in the end. Something protected them, but he said it was related to what they were laughing about. So, even like the things that we think, the things that we do, maybe we have to be careful that they're not creating a condition, So these are things we have to be very vigilant about as we deal with this dimension of, purifying ourselves spiritually. So yeah, this is one of the diagrams that you see in the Chompyong. Sometimes it's a liberation of evil spirits. We need to understand once again, because it's so acute. So so when they are liberated, angels come to your home and clean up the evil spirits during the Chanyang session. So just closing out then today, what Father is saying there to us is that what you must fear most is what you are carrying within yourself. From now on, you must eliminate all your bad habits and conditions upon which Satan could accuse you, and advance to firmly secure the structure of your own true family. So our physical life we have still remaining. Some of us have less than others. But this is a serious task we all have. We've got to really clean up. We've got to clean up as much as we possibly can and avail ourselves of this amazing providence that has come through true parents, and be able to advance like nobody else could do in history. We're so privileged to be able to living at this time. We can actually, I really believe we can perfect ourselves. It's not easy. It's very hard to do this, but it is absolutely possible now as never before. Nobody could really reach perfection before, other than of course Jesus, and but because the condition wasn't there, but the blessing has happened. The Chonoguk is dawned already. We're in the 13th year of Chonoguk. It is absolutely mandatory upon us that we really work on this one, or each one of us. Yeah. So yeah, thank you all very much. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Reverend Stone, for sharing with us, and really highlighting that message, and presented very well with all the graphics and highlighting the old level 4 that we used to teach from. That reminded me seeing that how many times we would use that and teach from it. And the truth is always the same. It doesn't change. Just the expression of it over the years certainly does get better, improves, and that opening part, the Ephesians, the spiritual warfare, and the full armor of God. Those are all the tools of faith. How he divided up the full armor and saying, this is truth and this is readiness and this is faith and this is salvation and this is the word of God and really that's the tools that we have it's been sort of for us today. Just a mother is saying just two things, spirit and truth, and to have that essence of God in our hearts, place God and true parents at the center of our life. Our Father is saying, I mean, that's the key. Once we have that center fully aligned, then we can't go wrong. It helps us to identify the bad habits. I mean, that's one of the things we need to recognize. Sometimes we do something for so long, we just think that that's part of our character or part of our personality, but actually it's a bad habit. And recognizing that and then replacing it with a good habit. And we know that the essence of that process is really practicing true love, living for the sake of others, which means changing our mindset so we truly put God first and do things that help others. And it's that essential thing to recognize that reciprocal base or common base that we make. We really need to make sure that it's centered on God and not on other things. And because it says in the Bible, when two or more are gathered in my name, I'll be there. Well, that's equally true if the name that we're calling out is selfishness or greed. Two or more are gathered on that base, and Satan is there. So we don't want to turn things into the wrong direction. So we need spirit and we need truth so that we can discern and recognize and really work together to develop our common base with God and true parents and true mother on earth here, so that we really succeed. We all have gifts given to us from God, and we all can see spirits in certain ways, maybe not as directly as that young man did. Also there's movies out there on that same theme, a young person seeing spirits and having to deal with it. We all have that sort of a capacity ourselves, but having God first, then we have the tools that can bring a common base with heaven. And by doing that, then because we're here on earth, then we end up creating heaven on earth together. So thanks, Greg, for sharing with us, and a lot of thoughts and inspiration there. And I'll just open up to anyone else who'd like to share. So thank you. Yes, Mr. Rai, go ahead.
Good morning. Thank you. I think, Greg, your presentation, you can be invited, I think, for you at the Chombo event. I think you can be a famous teacher. It's really all of very detailed. It is incredible. And truly, thank you. And I was thinking, praying this area because I attended last Friday, Saturday to Chombo. Friday attended 3 times answer, nearly 25, 30 minutes, and Saturday. So they spend a lot of time for answer this time, and nearly 5-6 times. Then I think liberation started 1999, February, at the first seventh ancestor liberation. And towards end of 1999, it's first seventh ancestors blessing, 1999 started. Before, no. Then maybe especially Tebonim, 1989, when the spiritual thing started. 1997, Dr. Lee, I think very, very involving, I think after God's spiritual world, I think involving Satan's natural surrender. I think really, then, but I think really, this is important. I think Greg said, I can't be perfect. Really, I think in daily life, it's important. Then, but I always remember one of the person. Because, I think he is a really intelligent person, graduate university, and he came to Chongpyeong around that time, 2000. Then first time he attended Ansu event. Then he never, saw the Ansu event, like really people clapping and really like a crazy. Then that brother was shocked. Oh, I came to wrong, church. And what happened in that church? But after that, he experienced met like Jesus, spiritual experience, and he settled down. I think like that, some of the us as we join church, it's like logically a divine principle we heard and we believe, and but this kind of answer is really incredible developing in our church. Then when last Friday, Saturday, I was thinking, but also like compared our answer movement phenomena to like North Korean people. North Korean people, Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-il, Kim Jong-un, all event people gather. They are clapping really like incredible, maybe more than us. More than us. I saw yesterday again, but they are, I think, mobilized forcefully. They have to come. If you don't come, they are kind of penalty. And when during I think the exciting to clapping, they have to incredible 100% effort. Then if you don't do like sleeping or escape, someone watching, secret police watching, then they can be killed or something like that. That's why I was thinking North Korean people like incredible more than doing us. It's really clapping, exciting, laughing. But I think they are really respect or loving Kim Il-sung, but it's not. It's true. And all forceful, the artificial art behind of them. But I was thinking it's Chongpyeong, and someone sleeping, but no one accused. Someone is that don't attend, but no one go to attend. No one go to pick up. And that's why I thought we are quite free. Really, it's no one says no one. It's artificial. It's for mobilite, and then free, but also I think for clapping, and Father said we have 320 spirit but I always wonder where I cannot see. Then we're asking other people, you can see when clapping time, you can see spirit is gone. And some sister really it's testified before, or I can see when clapping time, women in like a Korean women in dress, like they comfort women. It's really liberate the sun. That kind of testimony. There's someone cannot see. Then someone can. Oh, then our position is we done 430. It's ancestor after die. It's going to spiritual world. Then liberate 430. Then blessing 430. We invite. So must be around in my house. I don't know around my house. Then, but also nearly so many. It's a spirit is stacking with us, and then when clapping is I think really we do clapping everywhere. At the head and and the arm and stomach everywhere. I think it is very healthy, and I think, but also really needed to deep faith, because I always remember 12 disciples, one of the Thomas, after Jesus crucified, then after really he resurrected, then it appeared to the other disciple, and Thomas had, but I cannot believe, when without see his blood, his stomach and his spear is stuck without see. Then when Jesus appeared, and Jesus said to Thomas, "You can come here, you can touch." And then after that, Jesus said, "People, it's lucky. It's without see, people can believe."
No?
So I think really we did encourage for. I think someone can see. Sometimes it's really a challenge, but I think people cannot see. It's a kind of it's a face. It's required. And I was thinking that kind of thing. But anyway, it's thank you so much. Such a encouraging, detailed, and helpful. And I think we'll check out. I took a lot of photo today and look at again. And really, I think how can work with this daily life. How can be perfect. This is a challenge. But anyway, thank you so much. Okay. Bye.
Thank you, Mr. Rai. Thank you, everyone. It's actually time now for us to offer our unison prayer. So I'll just share the screen. Just 1 second. There it is. Okay, let's pray together. Thank you. Jew, Jew. Thank you, everyone. Thank you again, Reverend Stone, for sharing, and I hope everyone has a great day. And see you all again tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Greg, John. Have a great day, everybody.